Johnny.
Yeah.
It seems like it's been so long. I can already tell from your sincerity how much you missed me.
How's it going? How's it going, Jesse? It's good to see you, man.
I'm glad you're past the point of even trying to fake it for me.
No, I'm stick a fork in me. I'm done.
So, you said you had something you want to talk about today.
Oh, the reason I have something to talk about is because you were banging on my door.
Well, if you would open it for me and not tell me that you were armed, I wouldn't have to bang on it.
That's true. I want to thank so many people out there. I'm guys, and there's some wonderful folks that write to me all the time. I have to tell you my true feelings. I'm getting shyer. I know this sounds strange. I'm getting shyer. By the moment, I just feel like I'm running out of things to say. And I was never quite sure in the first place that I had anything prophetic to say. So forgive me if I'm a little squeamish. As you can probably tell by my voice, my raspy voice, I'm fighting a bug. I was fortunate enough to have several just incredible trips, just back to back to back. I've been on the road, as you well know. So breathing airplane air is not the healthiest of things, and I ended up catching the flu bug or whatever it is and eating meds, and I feel good. It's just a little worn down. But I guess if there's, moving forward, I'm not complaining, by the way, getting the opportunity to travel.
Johnny, the only thing I ever hear you complain about is when I show up.
It's when you show up, I know. But I do want to thank, all the Gulfport boys, and you know who you are, Gulfport, Florida, for your great hospitality. It was awesome. We went down to St. Pete Beach, Gulfport, Florida, and spread some of my mother's ashes down there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was cool. Got a trip, believe it or not, to Aspen, and I want to thank our host. I'll protect the innocent, but Bobby and Mystica and all the wonderful friends who helped me there, to watch for safety. There was like record snows. So can you imagine going from the beaches of Florida to Aspen, Colorado during the X Games?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, and it was just record snows. And then we did this last trip. 4 days later, went to Iceland. And of course, my favorite of all time, Jeff and Michelle and Kitty Karen, the four of us went to Iceland. But here's my point. It's not the braggadocious that is the byproduct of my blessed, I'm blessed to being able to travel like this because they're gifts. Yeah. People say, how the hell does Asper afford to travel all those places? It costs money. It's playing out their gifts. So I'm lucky in that, but I've got to say this is what I'm trying to spit out as soon the best I can, is that life is a team sport. I can't do this thing by myself. And the farther down the slippery slope I slide, the more evident it is that without other people, I couldn't do it. And the metaphor there is no man is an island. We try to think that we are at times and be austere and be vigilant and be brave against all odds and be by ourselves, but when it comes right down to it, we need people in our lives. We need love and caring in our lives. And I know I'm being dramatic, I know I'm being all touchy-feely, but that one little lesson is just pounded into my heart and into my brain every day. As you can see it, you saw it, you haven't seen me in a couple weeks. You can tell my arms and hands are, worse, but I'm still going to keep going, as long as I can. But I want to tell you a story. Let's move forward. Speaking of can't do it alone. Here at Santa Barbara Airport, it's a small little airport, and once I'm in the airport system, I'm in wheelchair. So I've got to be from gate to gate. I'm in a wheelchair. I have a wheelchair pusher, and I tip the guy, whatever. Here in Santa Barbara, it's a small little airport. You just go to the ticket gate, get your boarding pass, either walk up the stairs or in my case take the elevator and go
The
to
Santa Barbara Airport's the best airport in the world.
It really is.
It really is.
It really is.
No question about it. It is.
Because once you get into the system, now you're
travel.
free and clear. So, but it's small and they're not really set up for wheelchair. However, there's a gal there, and if anybody travels through Santa Barbara, you'll see she's at the United ticket gate. And these last 2-3 trips, really nice lady, good looking, buxom blonde. She's my age, and taking me out to the airplane the other day, she goes, I remember you from a week or so ago. Where are you going this time? And I said, oh, we're going here, going there. And she goes, well, tell me, what's your story? I mean, what's the deal? You look normal, And I reach over, and we're outside on the tarmac. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's sun's coming up. And she asked me what my story is. And I said, well, I have ALS. I have Lou Gehrig's disease. And I asked her, I said, do you know what that is? And she says, oh my God, yes, I do know what it is. And I said, well, wow, because usually 60, 70% of the people that I talk to don't know what it is. And she's taking me to the airplane, and she pulls off to the side, and she stands next to me, and we talk for a quick second. This all happens in maybe a minute and a half, but bear with me, I'm coming to the punchline. I just wanted to set up the backstory. She said, yeah, I know what it is. I've been involved with it most of my adult life. My husband and I, we've been married 25 years, and during those 25 years, she's telling me this story, we've adopted 17 children with Down syndrome. In 25 years, she's adopted 17 children with Down syndrome. And I look at her and I just like, you're an angel. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. So hopefully you cut this out, my emotion, because I haven't told the story very much. But here's this woman working her ass off, cute as a button, nice as can be. She wheeling my fat ass. I'm jet setting off to somewhere, thinking I'm somebody. The first thing I get on that airplane, I'm gonna have a cocktail and start relaxing, right? And I'm being a smart ass. She goes, tell me, what's your story? I said, I've got Lou Gehrig's disease, and my friends are making sure that I get all my bucket list travel in order. And I asked her, do you know what it is? And she said, oh my God. She pulls the wheelchair over, standing next to me, and she goes, yeah, I know what it is. We deal with it every day. My husband and I, we've been married 25 years, and those 25 years we've adopted 17 children with Down syndrome, and we still have 5 living with us.
Wow.
And they raise them from babies. Not them, they're not inanimate object, they're human beings. Yeah. They raise these children with dire needs. So, Asper, what does that have to do with anything about life being a team sport? You can't do it alone. And these children, holy shit. What if there weren't people out there like that, So, here comes the point. I'm going to conclude, and we're going to get this episode over with. With all the schmutz and all this shit going on in this world, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just saying, with all this shit that's going on in the world today, I met an angel. I met a woman at Santa Barbara Airport, and if you're ever passing through there, she's at the United Gate in the mornings. I'm sorry I don't know her name, but I probably, just to protect her privacy, wouldn't throw it out there. But there's this woman working her butt off to help children in need, and there's goodness in the world. I saw it with my own eyes. I felt it. I had eye contact. She gave me a big hug, kiss, when she helped me go up the ramp, And And I've seen her now twice on my trips, so now I have a new friend, a new angel. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So there you have it.
It's a beautiful story, Johnny. Thanks for sharing it.
Yep, you're welcome.